Yo, it's for you that we be asking. This is the NDC forum. My name is Kingsley. As you can see on the screen, we have our panelists here. We will soon be having the Honorable Fred Agbenyo, the parliamentary candidate for Akan constituency, to join us. My name is Kingsley. We have Rashid in the house. The two Richards are in the house. The senior Richard, my own chairman, my own boss, Richard Alija is here, and my younger brother, Richard, BK Richard is here. We are excited to be here.
And we represent the RQ. So
Hey,
RQ. So
RQ is ready.
RQ RRR.
Everybody.
Cube.
Again, my thanks to the many people who continue to push and support us. NDC Massachusetts, we are grateful for the work you continue to do to keep this program running. 3MB Consult, everybody. 3MB Consult. For all your tax accounting needs, if you're a Ghanaian and you are not using 3MB, there is a problem with you. Pick a phone and call them and ask for any support, any help that you need. They will get you sorted out. Honorable Fred Opoku, I don't know how to say thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody who continues to support this program, African brethren, we carry the rest. Thank you. Let me say welcome to our people whilst we get the Honorable to the studio. Rashid, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you, Kingsley. I greet everyone, all Ghanaians. Yeah, so we are here for God and country and party to keep us
Awesome.
focused some of the lives of this NPP government. So
Yes. Charlie, thank you to be. It's glad you are. It's good you are here. Richard, BK Richard, Minnesota for. You say it is still snowing there.
Charlie, it's snowing now.
What kind of spring are you guys in?
yeah,
It is still snowing. Hey.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Not just snowing, the winter storm kind of snowing. So there's winter storm warning right now going on.
almost
Jesus
8
Christ.
inches.
Mhm.
Wow. That is
That's
crazy.
why we call it Minnesota, you know. Minnesota.
I do not. I asked no tano. Yate. Let us go to paradise. Chairman Richard Aglija is in where rich people are. Florida. Florida, you pay money to live in Florida. You pay money to live in paradise. That place, they don't so rough. They enjoy papa.
We don't pay state tax.
Hey, you don't pay state tax.
Oh yeah, even New Hampshire, Texas.
Actually,
yeah,
there is a filing of taxes. We don't do state tax.
Hey, that is cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Technically not cool.
Okay,
yes.
the accountant said technically not cool. But the good news, the good news is that you don't pay taxes. The bad news is that
No, but
when you have a small house like this,
we
it
pay
will be $1
taxes
million.
at the shops, and then we pay taxes at the shop. But just
Yeah,
Okay.
they pay a lot. You know,
I see.
anything you buy, they get it from there. You know, the state with population, they rather choose to tax everything than in taxing people who work. That's, you know, it's very strategic. That way, even on here, you bet your tax maybe. And you're
I
only
see.
workers.
I see.
Oh,
Most of their taxes goes into the sales tax. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
they
Yeah.
tax a
I
lot of
see.
things. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Unfortunately, I didn't know that. I'm not an accountant. You can't force me. This will not be my fault. It will be my fault. So before the Honorable Fred Agbenyo join us for us to have a beautiful conversation on his constituency, we will jump into the conversation on all African games. But before we do that, let us see this video.
It's 60 men doubles, and I'm going to deliver for you guys. Although you guys have not supported us, you like even the equipment that we got, didn't even come the times we really have not nobody has changed the equipment, nothing. The rackets, nothing. The racket I used to play a tournament. I got to just 13. I've never tested. The shoe I was at 47. They gave me 36. How am I going to use it for? We don't sit today, we come to play our matches. We sat in our coach's vehicle and it was a pickup. So most of us, like 8 players on the bucket, we didn't get any transport. We host nation, Ghana now. They're one man who buying.
Yeah, top. That sounds like a bicycle. Bicycle, na using na bicycle. I say yes, I toy. And I push them really for the end of the buy. But in your 5, I am sure they are the new pay about. I'm more than now the pay. Although any kind of super aqua. Or calling me now, so then I was on for
you to clarify what all that I'm saying. The riders have been this way for the past 15-20 minutes. There is no ambulance to begin the race, and in cycling without ambulance the race cannot be effective. So you can just imagine all the officials are worried. These are the officials, the PCP and all the officials who can actually make the race happen, and the police and everybody here, everybody is worried and disturbed. Ambulance service needs to be here for the race to commence, and there's no ambulance here. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Oh my Lord.
I've got to share this. Are you paying around $140
All right.
or more?
So that is the situation that we find ourselves in as a country. Ghana, your beloved nation, is not free forever. It's unfortunate, but this is where we are. So let us start. But again, as I said, at any point when connections are established with Sal or with the Akan constituency PC, we will bring him in to have a beautiful conversation. So let us start. Rashid, on this one, All African Games, we ourselves, we Ghana, we took our own money. We invited people. God. Rashid, let's start with you. Go.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. And I believe Ghana, I don't even know how to start and where to start, but hosting an All African Games it's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's always good to see other countries trooping into your country to ensure that they are partaking in some of these activities, which will eventually increase tourism. Some of these things. But the question that we need to ask is, Ghana is currently a bankrupt country. We are IMF bailout, right? And can you believe how much we spent on this 13th All African Games? We spent over $243 million. That is the issue, right? We spent this money, this gargantuan amount of money for just 18 days. Okay, let's say we will build some infrastructures that will leave Ghana with some legacies here and there. But breaking this $243 million down, we are also paying or giving the LOC, which is the local organizing committee, 48 million just for operations. And that operations was taking us just 18 days. Within that 18 days, all our money, this 43 million will be gone. And the question is, how can we be misplacing our priorities in this situation and the circumstance the country finds itself, such a bankrupt country? If we look at, people need these dialysis machines to make sure they are surviving, and people are dying. How much is a dialysis machine? Let's say we are even spending just 20 million on dialysis. Can you believe how many lives it will save? And the most disastrous and painful part of it is, if you look at Komfo, which is a big referral hospital in Ghana, is having only one functional dialysis machine, the whole Ashanti region. the World Bank of the MPP has this hospital with just one dialysis, but we are spending this amount to host this All African Games. And Kingsley, let me break something down for you. If we are saying that countries, sometimes you look at your situation, your economic problems here and there, you can choose to host or opt out, right? If you remember, the 12th African All African Games, which was hosted in Rabat, the capital of Morocco. Initially, Equatorial Guinea, it was supposed to be hosted in Malabo, which is the capital of Equatorial Guinea. But because they were having some economic challenges, they opted out to make sure that they are investing in where some basic needs for their people. But Ghana here, we took it within some time and look at some of these challenges that we just showed. Some challenges, poor preparation, everything is so poor with this amount of money. Going back to that, when Equatorial Guinea couldn't host it, it moves to Lusaka, which is Zambia. And Zambia, they were having issue with some of their facilities, and they couldn't host. That's why Morocco hosted the 12 All African Games. And we can see that Ghana, we are spending this amount, 243. Let's see, how much did Morocco spend? Morocco spent 43 million euros for infrastructure and operations to host that, and it was successful. We all watched, if you had a chance to look at everything, facility top notch. But here in Ghana, the infrastructure that we built, oh, come on, it was so bad. And as we've seen in some of these games, we realized that the MPP government is saying that they used almost $145 million to build the Boteman Sports Complex. Okay, let's say if that's a fair deal, they went to University of Ghana Stadium. We all know University of Ghana Stadium has been there for years, over 20 years. And they said they spent 34 million just to renovate that stadium facility for this tournament. And they built some game village. They are saying game village, right? And the game village, they spent $16 million on it. And what is this game village? This game village is just a combination of what's the name? Some halls, some of the halls that we have in Legon, inside Legon. You know, we have this Kwapon, Liman, and Say and Nelson Ward. They put them together and they renovated it by providing heated water, AC, and some bed. And the minister is saying that it cost us $16 million. Can you believe this? Whilst people are dying in hospital because of dialysis machine. Do you know how just say less 1% of this amount will do? It can buy a lot of dialysis machine to supply to the good people of Ghana for them to survive. This all African games that we realized that in terms of facility, most of the facility were not in good shape when they started this program, but they are saying that they are spending this amount of money on it. Let's go back to how some of these facilities were in their state. The Boteman complex, just last month, they opened it because of this tournament, and Baumia was in hurry just to go and open it and say, but we realized that some of the pitches, the running tracks, they were not in good shape, but they hurriedly went in and commissioned the stadium just to have this program, and later on they will come and say this is a successful. No, this is not a success. If you are looking at the priorities and some of the things Ghanaians need, this is not. We need hospitals, our roads, and currently we are facing a lot of power crisis in Ghana. For God's sake, we even saw it in this All African Games when in the Cape Coast Stadium there was a blackout whilst game was ongoing, and the volunteers that were we had some volunteers at the what's the name, the games village inside Legon. The minister came out and told them that they need to pay for their credits, their power, whilst we know we are spending all this money onto it. It's the M-Pesa mechanic say in Yanum Ghana for tournament ya kind of saying you host to you know. And yeah, the bonnet, a yes, a Ghana for a to the beer, a bit me adji and kakra, Naniama Koso, Kwano, near Timmy at the other gym, but you also say, Ghana. See what has see ya mine, ya did the cabibria IMF crown abeg ama iska. Ah, yet Tisaska way 243 million. Akọ spending wɔ saa games wei so no hwɛ amfaso wɔ so. Abra a yɛnim sɛ hospitals nipa ewu. Yɛn nuanom Ghanafoɔ, yɛn maamenom, yɛn papanom ewu ɛwɔ hospital. Abra a yɛhia dialysis machine ama na boa wɔn ama wɔn atumi alivi ahwɛ wɔn mma ɛne wɔn abusuafoɔ by wɔn owu. Kanea nsɛm ayɛ bisi basaa. Biribiara nkɔ yie ama ɛkwan wode yɛnhwɛ roads a ɛwɔ Ghana. The bia nipa ewu last week in Kumasi Accra kwan so accident esi nipa almost 23 ewu at the spot because the kwan enya no. Nti wo hwɛ a saa sika wei president a wote wo ɛyɛ sɛ wobɛgya saa nneɛma ehia wei basic ɛma Ghana ni bia na wakɔto saa sika wei atwene. Sika a wo sɛ wokɔto twene yɛ host tournament no so no yɛhu sɛ tournament wei athlete no mobile nyinaa bebree na ka video edi adanse say Ghana for amboa omo preparation towards that game no omo ana di omo sika ye bibia de me yakra ne say athletes ye de omo go pick up trunk mu ana omo de call games nim ade na wo say Ghana for yes ade no na che say Ghana no MPP we no nipa ho hia omo abra nipa ewu ebetima ya niema bebree na minim ayana sebi eye sam boapae bi ene krono sem bi MPP fo no abra bi on pese omo de dada Ghana fo nti no wo hwe a sesika no e ka na omo so omo abɔ no kra no busa ho se de ne de pa na omo de sa bo temen complex here wo hoi wo hwe a 145 million sesika no yesika ketu o mi nuanom Ghana for dollar na ye bɔ ne sa na yesika ketu $1 million kra wonim de ebetima ye ebetimi afurnish esi schools bebree wɔ Ghana a yɛnim sɛ nuanom ketewa esua adeɛ wɔ nnua ase up till now ɛwɔ constituencies bebree but nanado anyɛ saa nneɛma no ɔpɛ sika awie nti no ɔde sika no akɔhyɛ program nim ama yɛnhu deɛ sika no mpo ɔmo de ayɛ yɛsɛ wɔn asi global friends games village bi ɛwɔ Legon ɛnyɛ adeɛ a wɔn asi o adeɛ a ɛwɔ hɔ dada ana wɔn akeka abom na wɔn de light AC ɛne mpa begu wɔ ɛno no wɔn si 60 million ana wɔn abɔ ho ka ɛnyɛ sɛ ebi a yɛwɔ ha ana yɛbɔ wɔn akyi dɛ bi yɛn nuanom Ghanafoɔ wɔn ho hia yɛhu ne sɛ saa sika no nka yɛbɛtumi de ayɛ biribi papa anaasɛ yɛtumi de ayɛ adeɛ bi ehia ɛbɛboa yɛn ne yɛn mpuntu aba yɛ abrabɔ mu ba yɛn tam saa sika wei abra yɛnim sɛ nneɛma nkɔ yie yɛwɔ amanman bebree a na nka wɔn nso bɛtumi ahostu ba wɔn tena hɔ din wɔn hu sɛ oh yɛman no sesei no sikasɛm nyɛ nti yɛntumi nhosti yɛmfa sika no nkɔ yɛ deɛ ehia na wɔn atwe wɔn ho by Ghana nko a MPP government wei ɛnure yɛ a yɛwie program no wode hwɛ asɛm a nanado bɛka yɛn ana the most successful deɛn wɔn pɛ sɛ wɔn de yɛ politics nti no wɔn gye yɛ ewie a Ghanafoɔ sika to the extent sɛ sika wei kora yɛn ho deɛ wɔn de ayɛ athlete no black princesses yɛhwɛ under 20 wɔn win ne yɛ agye gold ama Ghana ne nyinaa na wɔn sika a wɔsi yɛde ma wɔn nyinaa yɛntuatua yɛ wɔn bonuses nyinaa yɛntua yɛ wɔn dware nsuo mu kɔ mirika nyinaa wɔn bonuses yɛntua wɔn sɛ investment sɛn ɛna yɛde ma wɔn a na wɔn kɔ mirika no wɔn nyinaa wɔ akɔntuom Benjamin Azamati mu no Joe Paul mu nyinaa America ana wɔn wɔ ana wɔn yɛ training na wɔn bɛkɔ ma Ghana nti busa wɔn sɛ investment sɛn ana Ghana ɛyɛ ma wɔn mu abra within 18 days yɛsi yɛ spend 48 million ama a local organizing committee no just for this program preparation new operations bibia but deɛn paa na yɛhwɛ asa sika no ayɛ ama Ghanafoɔ athlete na di adanse ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛn yɛbɛtena ha ka ho ɛwɔ mu sɛ yɛyɛ NDC foɔ by Ghanafoɔ no mo da yakoma so wɔnyɛ politics ne yɛbɛyɛ no Ghanafoɔ ɛnyɛ MPP ana NDC Ghanafoɔ sɛ woto wa busa ho sɛ saa sika twitwiri die a yɛatam de akɔ host saa tournament wei wohwɛ ne papa mu a anaasɛ ne yie mu no abra a yɛ nuanom ewu mede ma asɛm mesia na ebinom aba abɛtoa so but Ghana deɛ yɛbɔ mpaeɛ sɛ John Mahama bɛba abɛgye efiri saa animguaseɛ wei a wɔde awura mu koraa deɛ ɛmɛ ya South Africa foɔ efiri mu hockey yɛsɛ pitches yɛ tournament biribiara nyɛ kama wɔn agu yɛn anim ase wɔn firi mu abere a wɔn ntumi anyɛ saa program no nti no yɛn nuanom Ghanafoɔ mɛntena hɔ mma yɛngu yɛ Ghana anim ase nkyerɛ Africa ama yɛnim sɛ Ghana no yɛyɛ the rising star of Africa nti no mede ma no bɛsi hanom na me nuanom bi aba abɛtoa so.
Yo, me that was said. My main call, oh, make I say na. Chairman Richard, all African games. Your take.
Please let me. I don't know what to say about that. I think my co-panelist has done justice to everything that needs to be done. See, except that to add, and let's remind ourselves of other worlds, other countries who had earlier offered themselves to host one game or the other. I remember, I believe last year, was it the Commonwealth Games, which normally, so I think it was supposed to be originally hosted by
Australia.
Australia,
Yeah.
Victoria State of Australia. But, they realized that the cost of hosting was rising within days, within weeks. And so there was no reason for them not to decide for economic reasons and for the sake of the welfare of the country and the people to back off it. And there was no sin to be committed, and there was no disgrace. It was just decisive and the wisdom and the best of judgment that a country or a state to just back off because we have many core countries who could host it or even cancel it altogether, suspend it or postpone it when we cannot find a host. Subsequently, I believe it was Malaysia that jumped in. Okay, for them to host it, I believe it's coming off 2026. That's 2 years ahead. Here they have also, the news I've gathered, they have also backed off because of cost reasons. They cannot afford to. And the cabinet met, I believe last week or so, they decided that they were also not going to do it. So now, the hosting um, window is open for any other country that would want to jump in. So you will see that leadership and decisions, discretion, and wisdom is in play. Unlike Ghana, like we have heard narrated, look at all these challenges. In fact, including children in schools, perennially for a long time not getting food. Their headmasters and the headmistresses have been crying. Now they are bold to come on microphones and radio to talk. Because before then, they were not doing so. They were afraid. Now, some of them are boldly coming out to complain to the public. We're not getting any food. So, why would we spend money, so much money on these games when our children are underfed and not being fed properly or not being fed at all? It's wrong. We have some statutory um, funds in arrears, like a district assembly common fund, which is supposed mandatory for government to make sure that that money goes because collecting taxes. People are taxed for that reason. So when the tax is collected, we expect government, according to their law, the procedure is that it must be the first call from the taxes and remitted for the purpose, which is in arrears. It means that they are breaching the laws. So national service people are in arms, they are in arrears. NACOB or whatever they are, NAPE and all of them, they are not being paid. For those guys are employed under forestry or something, They don't know when they're going to get their money. Then we lavishly go and spend such amount of money. Not to talk about the hospitals, the people who are under intensive care and are dying on a daily basis, and those who have been detained because they cannot pay their bills at the hospital and so have been detained at the hospitals. It means our priorities are not being set right. What's just satisfy our stomach, our common greedy interest is what we are doing. And I'm referring specifically to the president and his vice. And the economy is going down. They don't care because they are getting everything free. They are driving free. They are sleeping free. They eat free. So they don't care about anybody else. Thinking about that, we should continue to hold them in office and for them to continue doing what they are doing. It shouldn't be. It's for Ghanaians to make a decision. We see other countries backing out. They're making proper decisions. Are they more human beings than us? Is it not the same brains that gifted to them was gifted to us by God? So what kind of what kind of what is it? I don't want to use it anyway. So I will not spend time on the African games. Ghanaians must be very careful. In one breath, I think I heard about the IMF director, the lady Georgia or whatever, who was in the country, was praising us for hosting the African games properly. It was nice. There was a praise in one breath, and there was a kind of shortcomings in another breath. So what are we? I don't even read those kind of things because for me, uh, it gets me annoyed. It gets my nerves. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So, Richard,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
what is your take for on the All African Games?
Thank you. Say Ian Puto, Ian remix.
Mixing encore.
Okay. Kingsley, organizing such programs or such tournaments are good. It's never a bad thing to organize. But just like Richard Ali just said, you need to look at your finances and see if this project, this tournament you're going to host is viable or will benefit you. For instance, I'll start with where he ended. I'll start from where he ended. He talked about Malaysia situation. I was reading on it too. Malaysia has been told to host the 2026 Commonwealth Games. They said no, they cannot. Why? Because they said the budget is too expensive for Malaysia, and that the 100 million the tournament is going to offer to them as seed money for them to, I mean, add their own money to put up the structures is too small, and that they would rather focus on bread and butter issues. Kingsley, the underlying word is bread and butter issues. That's what Malaysia told them. And let's analyze what Malaysia is saying here. This is a Malaysia country that is not under any IMF regulation. That has not gone to IMF. That are sufficient comparatively to Ghana. They're way better off when you compare them to Ghana. But yet they still say they cannot host such a program, such a tournament, because their leaders are thinking. We are not saying that hosting the tournament, the same thing last year, Australia pulled out from the same tournament. And now, because Australia pulled out last year, they are trying to make Malaysia host it. And Malaysia said no. Is Ghana better than Australia? The answer is obvious to all of us. No. So sometimes you have to look, do your pros and cons. You need to analyze from all angles, see the issues from every angle. I know from non-financial factors like maybe how the tourism, how maybe to put Ghana in the limelight. We know all that, but at the end of the day, is bread and butter issues at stake. Just like the Malaysian sports minister is saying. But what do we do? Like Benjamin Franklin once said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I'm just tying it in. We fail to plan because all these things, I think, is afterthought. Kingsley, me feel say the hosting this program no was yam planning. Obi refuse ya said the Rashid Kai no, and a kwaji boy also. So we're just interested in putting up the structures, but the fundamentals we didn't pay attention to them. Like to the extent that the cyclists were complaining about poor bicycle. The video you just played, bicycle a ọmụ ride ɛbɛyɛ tournament no ebi ni hɔ. Ọmụ papa deɛ ọmụ de baayɛ nso ɛnyɛ papa ɛnyɛ modern ɛnyɛ bicycle bi na ɛde yɛ tournament no o. Wontumi nfa car bi anka sɛ ɔkɔyɛ ɔde kɔyɛ a race tournament dɛbi yɛwɔ the right car yɛwɔ the right bicycles wontumi am provide. Ambulance petrol edi gum petrol bɔ ɛsɛn a district no koraa na ade ne kɔ so wɔ hɔnom na ɔmo ntumi. But because poor planning, because everything was afterthoughts, there were no structures put in place to take care of certain things. Petrol edi gu ambulance no na edi cyclist ekyi koraa na ebi ni hɔ hwɛ nim gu ase wei. Na deɛ yɛ ne sɛ dumso no ball yɛ bɛ start or what was it even in progress? Na Keku Sports Stadium akɔ off. And a day before tournament, so na baby they host to some of these athletes, no baby almost no more than off, and then they ran out. No BAP say a bimu musunda North Africans, no, they all rush out. Kingsley feeling gas the same way. Nevertheless, you say there were like some good stuff we can highlight. We understand, but you see, Sinana Rashidi can it was say would dream who ye. Bread and butter. Benimfo se ye di hia ansa na ye di fata. Ghana mprimprim nye di hia ene sa say be pompe $243 say the host programs. Started say ye hailing day Kingsley 2008 tournament. Na me we sipon 2000 and na me water credit 2006. So you see pon yesi, I was seeing it every day, walking past it every day. Kwesi pon ne. Kingsley, go to Esipon stadium na esi ye no. Kokohwe, it has taken over by weeds. Nwura ene nkotre ene nkura na ade Esipon afa. Na leaders Akufo-Addo ene na aban de omo paa ye de bia yenyi sika mfanye mfanye ade. That's all. They just love expenditure. Anything that involves say yenyi sika nye mfanye bibi oh no mo do fast because okona ombenye bibi. And you know they spending that money no Rashid are breaking it down. But make say the interest of Ghana wasn't at the heart of the decision making. No. It was the interest of the few politicians. Politicians kakra na de ombenye film no ene na ehia omo. Na ade a oyɛ Kingsley program of this nature. Yen nyina yatena Ghana. Program bi be ba ombɛyɛ advert ayɛ na baby obefi bia obɛte ho dede. We when it ho dede. Poor publicity resulting in poor attendance. Until no 3 days, 4 days into the program, no Kingsley. Now, many of the events, no, they're free. Did you know that, Kingsley?
Yes.
Yes. Yaboka susuru. Echire no afede because on my phone call there was no publicity. On my insunu ayetare. Nti no obeda akọ nti enimguase ya ban sade a yimbie na obi ankọhwe ne free Kingsley. Na kai eboy obi a yewo IMF a yesi kasem nye country a yɛwɔ IMF o yɛsi esi kasɛm yɛ yɛtumi nya 243 million akɔhyɛ egu abra attendance nso saa yɛ free yɛkɔ anaasɛ yɛbae Kingsley yɛkɔ anaasɛ yɛbae ohun sɛ but because sɛ involve sɛ yɛbɛsi biribi no nti no they rush to go and build on yɛsiwe we know saa 2008 see esi ponsi hɔ nom say esi pon is a sad story esi pon stadium until Kingsley ade ne deɛ in the end no like I say ɛyɛ you say you can man and it's not like we always want to project the negative aspect of our country. No, we all love our country. We wish say that always will project the positive side, but projecting the positive side no antwe yie mpo na Ghana ni bi to kwa ne bubefu antwe na okasa bi Ghana eye the way onkofo si heli Ghana dey see say omu nim ye how does in the program wey there in fact a typical mpanyinfoɔ kasa ɔmo kasa yɛ di ehia ansa na deɛ yɛfata wei ɛnyɛ deɛ ehia Ghana deɛ ehia Ghana ɛna me yɔnko Rashid kan no hospitals hwɛ Confirmatory ɛna taking care of all the 3 northern regions o sɛ case kɛseɛ si a upper west northern region whether it's southeast or north whatever see a ɔmo redesign no and then Odiaba Bono regions, Upper East, Kingsley Nina Semkisia Confirmatory. Now when it's Skaway, you couldn't focus on Confirmatory with the America. So when you move in Tribunti, and yet the Kingsley, as I may repeat, the make us say, a tournament no dear fata. But then yet the Ghana see I can say a co-election year. And yet the here Yeja Akufo na ban there. Kakra I did on be ya e did be bro there and no no be investing in. Kingsley kakra me kan no e kwa mo bi aba.
That's papa. Na ye can. Unfortunately, due to Nanado's problems, Honorable Fred Agbenyo, the PC for one constituency, we are having some challenges. And he's still trying. He's been really trying to get it. Unfortunately, he's still not connected yet. I don't know whether it's the internet, whether it is the kind of phone. I'm not sure. All right, let me, Ilyasu. Masa had to say. Ilyasu. Ilyasu means to
You are on mute.
Oh. Ilyasu, you are on mute. All right, Ilyasu talk. Okay, yeah, Kasa.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Tiwonka Kasa.
Yeah, me da sini akwenya odi ama menyire. Okay, me chia panelists, me co-panelists, ene etiefo mu tie nyina. I say da na wotwe ekwesiada ye ba homan so a enye bibi nti the love for the country Ghana. Nti na ye ba ebese ya daje na ye buobu nsemsem a ehia a ebetimi ama oma na afa ntuma pa efra. Now, said the first topic for today, the All African Games. Me boa. Yeah, okay. And you know, media can say, bonnet, but it was an your friends say honest mistake that they made. Why do I use the honest mistake? It be no be kind. No, as a country, we have our priorities, and choosing the African Games over here or mano. Now I feel say it was ill-conceived. It was ill-conceived. Why? We have our priorities misplaced. If you have a country and it's being ruled by people who have misplaced priorities, everybody in the country suffers. And that's where we are today. Like my co-panelists have said, Ghana, we have needs and wants. In economics, we have the need and then want. These are two different entities. Need is something that you really need. Without it, you cannot survive. For example, like air. Every human being needs air to survive. It's a basic necessity of life. Anamibwa, car.
Yes.
Do all of us need a car to survive? The answer is no. But as a country, if you are running a country with clueless people, that is what you see. We have our needs as a country. Basic infrastructure. Look at our hospitals. The hospitals have been turned into death trap. Insurance, they will write everything to buy from injection to paracetamol. We don't even see that this is a need for country. I also see a pump car into it. Look at our educational system. One messy up the whole educational system. We don't see the need. Say I was see a streamlined educational system, no, because the future of Ghana depends on this one. Future products. Muko school and then Ghana is your very quality and education. That has this. Look at our roads. Look at the what?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Again, boy, we are trying to see if we can get Honorable Fred to come through WhatsApp. I'm not sure what is happening. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to the PC for Guan. It's just sad. Very, very unfortunate. Eliasu, Utimenka, Twaso, Yakatra say on internet nanya, we see you hear MTN, and your Comcast, Comcast. But unmute yourself, Eliasu. I can see you are mute. Who hear MTN? Eliasu, unmute yourself. But Eliasu, unmute. Your internet is not stable.
He's breaking out.
Yeah.
He says it's on mute.
Yes, when you press it, it is. We can all see it. Now you are muted. Just hit it one time. You are mute. Eliasu, just hit it one time. All right, go
I
ahead.
don't know what to do now.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Ilyasu, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So going for this All African Games, I think it was a mistake. Why? Because the country is going through challenges. We have economic problems. We are an IMF bailout country, just as one of my co-panelists just said. But with this government, and that is where we are. Look at the colossal amount of money they spent, $243 million, when our hospitals are a death trap. Our schools are dysfunctional. Our roads, we don't even talk. Look at the number of people who are killed in road accidents every day. It should have been a priority. In Wameka said this was a misplaced priority on the part of the government. We did not need to host All African Games. It goes and comes around at a better time when we are well prepared. We can go for it. My co-panelists gave an example of the one in 2012 or so, when Equatorial Guinea, they had economic problems, challenges in the country. They were not prepared to host it. They looked at the national interest above parochial interest. And as a result, they backed out. Morocco, North Africa took over, and it was successfully held. Ghana could have done the same thing if we don't care about Ghanaians, the government of the people, by the people, for people. We are serving the needs of Ghanaians, not our parochial interests. Let's go for it. They should have sat down and said, Mr. President, baby, I don't think the environment is conducive for us to hold to host all African games. Since let's pass it on to any country that is ready. They should host it next time. When the country is on the right footing, we'll be able to host it. But Yedimirika, because kakra yebenye dinti contract yedibema ye home, yedibema your personal friends and relatives into Yedimirika akoji all Africa akoji and look, we were not prepared. Infrastructure wise, we were not prepared. Somebody just gave an example of a Sipon stadium, Western region. What has become of that stadium? Look at the amount of money government pumped to build that stadium. Instead of refurbishing it, make it functionable. It is still in the woods, but Yakoji All African Games. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think in the course of the week, I read somewhere, said Nigeria had to pull one of their teams from the All African Games. Kingsley, is that right?
Yeah, it was South Africa. South Africa, they pulled their hockey team out of it. Yeah.
It
South
was
Africa.
South Africa.
Eliasu, give me a minute.
Very good.
Eliasu, give me a minute.
Eliasu,
hold on. The Honorable Fred,
because
for some reason,
pitch was
it is not my fault, but we are trying to see if we can get the Honorable to speak on WhatsApp. Honorable Abeg, you may have to turn the phone the other way. We can see you. Honestly, what was happening up there, it is on your laptop or your phone. You just have to change the settings. I've circled it for you. Turn it around. Let's see. I don't know if it is me again or we can definitely see you, but it is turned the other way. Or just turn it around, or just make it.
Yeah, move it from put it in a landscape.
Okay.
In a landscape.
Yes,
move.
perfect. This is fine. Let us go. Anybody who can check and let me know that we are on. Honorable, welcome. Sorry about that. I don't know what is happening. Yes, we can hear you. And sorry for that long wait.
Yeah, Kingsley, I don't know, but we cannot hear him. He's not audible here.
I think okay, let me just check and see. But I think it's on. Honorable, welcome. Greet your people. I will check the sound to be sure that we are on. Then we can get into your constituency, the Guan constituency, and then keep going. Yes. Let me just check and see. Yes, thank you very much. Your voice is a little bit low on Facebook and on YouTube, but then let's just try it and keep it going. So you are the PC for Guan constituency, and we are excited about that. And for listeners, the Guan constituency, you may educate us more. It's made up of is it 4 traditional areas or more? Yes, thank you very very much, and that is a laudable, and I think that the people in the diaspora who are struggling and continue to remit money to Ghana, even though the Ghana government have continued to treat us very poorly, uh, even in the face of the passage of the uh, ROPAL and all of that. We can only encourage the people of Ghana to continue to do what they have to do. Encourage the people, like we always say on this program. Let us encourage our colleagues back home and our family members to go out, register. The EC is about to open the register. Let's go and change this government and get something better doing for our country. Yes, sir. So let's get. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So let's get into the issue of your constituency, the Guan constituency. That will give us some background and the opportunity to have a first representation in Parliament for the people. I was asking as well that is this made up of the four traditional areas or there is more? Yes, I think we are connected again. Yeah, this is some of the issues with WhatsApp and internet. Honorable Fred is in Ghana, so yes, we can. Yes, yes. It's it's good to know, and it's not just unfortunate. And our hope is that the elections goes well, and of course you become the first MP for the Guam constituency, which will be very, very exciting. I'm sure that the people of Akbafu, Sandro Kofi, Lolobi, and Likbe will be very, very excited and will be made far better with your leadership in the constituency. I mean, this is a constituency, this is a part that deserve and need a lot of help because every road in that constituency is horrible. Especially, it has got even worse under this government. John Mahama was building all the way to York Place, and then all of this went wrong. We saw a video this week of a gentleman who was driving through your constituency and then got just before the cocoa board and took some videos and showed us the road. Is that the reality on in the constituency, or is just an exaggeration? Yes. Yes, we can hear you. Yes. Yeah. Um, before so is the MPP candidate the former DC for the Hawaii district? MC, yes. Yes. That is interesting. I thought that so that is a judgment to show the government that the people did not want his representative, because clearly if he has done a good work for the people, then they should have given him an opportunity to represent them. But once they are rejecting him, the government should have been worried and bothered. So beyond it's it's unfortunate. So far, how is the campaign going? How is the constituency? Aside the issues that we obviously know. Yeah, thank you very, very much. I've got a lot of messages talking about our sound. I promise you guys, Honorable Fred Agbenyo have tried. I recognize the issue. I send it to him. Hopefully, we will solve it. And then maybe me and him will create a time again. Just bear with. The sound is very low. I am very aware. He just was talking about the many things that he's doing, and so before we go, and because me and you, we have to solve this problem, and then you have to be on because the sound is pretty low. So for many of the people in the diaspora, as you are aware, under the leadership of the NDC USA, amazingly, um, you are one of the candidates that the NDC USA is very close to. And so many people, individuals in the NDC USA will want to come along with you and also uh, come walk around the constituency with you, drive around the constituency with you, support you. Is that something that you are welcoming from the members of the NDC USA who will be willing to come, and assuming they want to reach out to you? I'm aware that at least one person reached out through me. Is that something that you are open to? Thank you very much. Basically, the Honorable is saying that anybody who wants to come and work with him in the constituency, you are welcome. If you have pure water to come and help share with him to the people, you are welcome. If you have any form of support that you want to bring aboard, you are welcome. You can reach out to the leadership of the NDC USA or reach out to some of us if you want to get in touch with him. And we will do that. Let me check with my colleagues if anybody have any question to ask before we let you go. But like we are promising our people, me and Honorable Fred will work on other aspects and hopefully it will get him a little bit louder. I understand, I hear you when you say that he is not loud and clear. Richard, KB, do you have any question?
No, I just wish him all the best in his campaign, and then we'll be around to support if he needs us.
It's not if he needs us. He said everybody's needed. I said all of you are needed. I say when
No,
if he needs us.
me, I didn't even hear a bit
Okay,
of
okay. I
what he
know
said. We didn't
it's
hear
pretty
anything.
low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Uh, Elias, do you have any question? Rashid, I know you didn't hear much, but do you have any question?
Easily, yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't hear anything. But what I would say is we wish him all the best, and we will always be there to support him 24/7 whenever he needs us. Yeah.
Again, it's not like whenever he needs us. The NDC needs all of us, and we are all invited. The difficulty is that many constituencies don't allow people in to work directly.
Okay.
Honorable Fred is here; he's open. You just have to say that, Honorable Fred, I'll be in Ghana. Oh. I want to. When are you going to your constituency? I want to come along with you, and I'm coming with 2 bags of pure water, and he will let you know because there is work every day, 24/7. There is work to be done, so everybody is welcome.
Absolutely, we will get connected. Yeah, sure. Whenever
Sounds
we
good.
come around. Yeah.
Sounds good. Honorable Fred, your last word before you take leave of us, and we will work on the other issue, and maybe you may come back. Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you. I forgot. I just saw my boss on the line. I don't know if he wanted to ask a question or make a statement. I know he also struggled to hear you. Chairman Anglija.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm happy to see one of us is been part of us for long, and so happy to see him interact with us as far as his constituency is concerned. That place is a done deal for him. So it is not about winning. That is not his problem, and he's in parliament. But what we need to see is that it must be a total win with all the votes, if not about 90%, maybe 99%, should pour into the pot of NDC in terms of ballots. That's what we want to see for the constituency. And we are ready to help. We'll be happy. Some of us will be in Ghana, so we'll see him on the field. Thank you.
Let me summarize. The chairman actually just said that it was good to see Honorable Fred Agbenyo, and he said he ended by saying he will be in Ghana. He will get in touch with you. He will also do his part and be with you in the constituency. Chairman, Honorable Fred, I don't know if you heard him. He said that he couldn't hear, but people like you, he said, our brother and our father, your work for the NDC over the years needs to be celebrated, and he thank you very much for everything that you are doing and continue to do. Yeah, I think that this was good, and it would have been better if we were able to solve our little problems. So, Honorable Friend, let me let you go for now, but we'll deal with the issue back door, and then hopefully we'll get this thing done properly. Thank you very much. And a lot of our people who are sending messages. They will definitely want to hear from you. Thank you. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. I think that unfortunately the sound was a bit low. So, but let's start with the second topic and see how far we go today. Uh, all right, teacher strikes. Let me start from chairman. Chairman, those are really nice words from Fred Agbenyo. I almost came to tears. You have to be celebrated. You have been awesome, and
Well,
your your
food
work
soldier,
and your advices to many of us continue to
yeah,
push us.
always common food soldier, and the work of NDC
Mm.
cannot be left at the hands of just anybody, you know.
Yeah, so let's start. Teacher strikes.
So,
All the teacher strikes are all the teachers are on strike.
oh, the teachers are not on strike. The teachers decided to go. I'm in that fraternity, and I've been in the fraternity from class one. You know my background from Ghana, so I still belong on the various training college, the old boys associations and girls, whatever it is. So I listen to them. I am, I get, I get upset and disappointed in the teachers on the field. They are not like days of old when teachers were able to we were able to take the government to task. I remember I was actively involved, and not Secretary General Bediako, T.A. Bediako, and the Liman, when Liman came to government, gave him a hell of time. We are not afraid to talk. Nats people, we are not afraid to talk. We are not afraid because we have a certificate. You cannot take our certificate away from us. That is one thing. You can dismiss us, but we'll find a place to teach and make money. Because every village, every cottage, every rural area, everywhere in Ghana, you can find somewhere to teach. You can organize your own classes, as many as you can, and teach. So we're not afraid to talk. Today's generation, I don't know what they have. Nagra, they have some consent teachers to see they have whatever. They are not doing anything. They are not leading the teachers very well. And I tell the younger ones and our colleagues, those who climb to directorship and then now retire, they are weak. They are weak and meek. And the government is taking them for a ride. Everybody's looking for money. Okay, as soon as government calls them and give them a small saloon, okay, go and take that saloon. You bring some 200 Ghana cedis, and then we can give that car to you. It's an auction car. And so if you give it to one person, the other person is also looking for something like that. They get a lot of things for free. And so that's how they have bought them all out, or small appointments. You see, this last week, they called for strike because of their bargaining agreement. They won, and then they declared strike loudly on media, on radio, that the strike was taking effect from the day they announced it. It's not like the strike is taking effect from tomorrow. The very day they went to radio to make the press conference to make that announcement. I said, okay, hooray. But I didn't expect it. Then the next thing we saw was that Labor Commission asking them to assemble for a meeting to discuss and negotiate something. Clear letter. And then they said, okay, we're here. Then fair wages also came in and talked to them, and they said, okay. Ghana Education Services have told them that, okay, leave the schools, you can go on your strike, but leave the schools open. That's an insult. You cannot go on strike, and then open the school for students to attend. You cannot.
Yeah.
That's immoral. But Ghana Education Service sent a letter to them that, all right, but leave the schools open for the students to attend. Under whose supervision? Is that the code of professional conduct by teachers? Then they also agreed. I don't know whether they left the schools for them, but not too long, they just decided to take their tools again and then go to the negotiation table. I don't know how it's going. So this strike things is it's just a mirage, it's a scam, and our labor leaders, our pressure groups in Ghana are no more there. We used to have pressure groups, talked about trade union, teachers, nurses, doctors. They all formed the pressure groups, the assisted CHAS, heads of assisted schools and all that. So, I won't waste time. I want us to win election. It's about election. So all that we can do, I'll focus. So my groups in Ghana, the small groups that I talk to in the constituency and branches, it's about getting the numbers. I believe that's what the ND should focus on. We must be informing our people in Ghana and inform ourselves properly to save and protect our people from the deception, the lies that the NPP has taken up to, because they throw lies out there just to buy for some people to swallow. That's what we need to do: protect the Ghanaians, protect the electorate, and but let them know that reveal to them exactly how they have damaged the country and how bankrupt we are, and how they have failed us to the extent that they cannot produce anything. All contrasts in terms of infrastructure and everything are stopped, including the big hole that they have dug in the center of Accra. Not thinking, let's talk about the cost involved. How many buildings they had to put down, and the legal issues involved in those kind of things. These are the things that we have to talk about, and protect the numbers, and go on the field and see who lives where, and how likely is he going to vote for us. We know them. So our branch leaders, supported by the constituency executives, there's no money. There's no money. This is a community, but there's no money. Don't sit down in your branches and be expecting that some money is going to come from the head office. It doesn't happen. You raise your own small funds to work. That is all we need to be talking about. Because protecting our people, protecting the ballot boxes, and then getting ready to repel any intimidation plans. They may want to intimidate, they may want to deploy military. We cannot forget about that. Let's be thinking about how we can protect, because you cannot kill numbers. You can't intimidate. If people are determined in numbers to rally themselves at a certain electoral or polling station, there is no gun, there is no soldier, no arm can stop us from protecting the ballot boxes. And I know those in charge of election, they're also working so hard. That is why they recently came out with the missing uh, election kits. They're working. They have intelligence on the ground within the EC. So that is how far it can go to ensure that things are done properly. And we have lawyers. What is left for us is the ground. Everybody must be there to encourage, encourage, and encourage.
All right. Thank you very much, boss. Let me give some 3 minutes to Eliasu and the rest. Eliasu, teacher strike. Brother, you are on mute. Oh. You need MTN, you need MTN, not Comcast. This your Comcast is not working. You are still on mute. Only you can do it. Yeah, go ahead. Press it just one time. All right. Oh. It's from you. I mean, everybody is on. If I bring anybody on, they will unmute themselves. They will speak. You know. All right. Well, just unmute yourself and let me know. Rashid, go ahead. Unmute yourself and talk. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for the opportunity once again. With the teacher strike, hmm, teachers, teacher for no, just they don't need anything like extraordinary, right? And one thing that I would say is some of these pressure groups, the NATS, the NAGRATs, and the concern. Now they are all, politics here and there because of, as the chairman said, because of some many appointments that they will get from the government. They are all into politics, and even the National Labor Commission as well is politicizing. Why this strike? The teacher for no more strike, and yes, so here gidi be and answer be then. Now the average Ghanaian teacher cannot even afford 2 square meal a day. 2 square meal. Amamo born into no. A teacher for intimi didi and man ne yere ne meska in the dia no pen the dia edi ntra because almost services no almost conditions bebree nkɔ yie ɛno nti na ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ dɛn ɔmo gya ɔmo chalk na ɔmo pen nyinaa to na ɔmo kɔ strike badeɛ ne yɛhu no wɔ Ghana yɛhu ne sɛ ɔmo a ɔmo didi ɔmo anim ne nyinaa esiane sɛ ɔmo de politics akofo abɔ amammuo wei ahyehyɛhyɛ ɔmo mfunumu nti na ɔmo ntumi nka nokorɛ ama teacherfoɔ nyinaa wɔ hɔnom me nyame adom makyerɛ adeɛ wɔ Ghana me first national service secondary school mekɔkyerɛ adeɛ ɛwɔ Barakɛse secondary school nti no yɛwura teacher nim yɛnim deɛ ɛkɔ so teacherfoɔ yɛnhwɛ ɔmo yie koraa na me deɛ a na ɛyɛ meya no sɛ strike yɛ ɔmo kɔ ɛnyɛ sɛ ɔmo hia biribi gidigidi biara o ɔmo hwɛ sɛ yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ na saa double track system yi a NPP aban de baa yɛbɛsɛ yɛ educational system no ama yɛ teacherfoɔ no wohu sɛ nka normally sɛ Kingsley wobɛkae a teacher deɛ wowɔ hɔ a na wama kwan na wabɛtena fie na wo ne w'abusuafoɔ nso anya abɛfa no kakra but because of that double track na ɔmo de aba no teacherfoɔ no ɔmo ntumi ngye ɔmo ahome o ɛwɔ hɔ a na aban no aba na ɔbɛ distort ɔmo academic calendar no abranka ɛwɔ sɛ ɔmo have a discussion with those concerned pressure groups no ɔmo nyɛ no ano sɛ ɔmo implement teacher ni kɔ no kɔkyerɛ adeɛ yɛama kwan ebi bɛba wontumi nya time ɛmma wo family ne adeade ɛno nti na ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo kɔ strike yi but ɛsiane sɛ Nana Ado ne Baumia Mamuowi, ɔmo ndwene teacherfoɔ ho nti no, ɔmo yɛ ɔmo adwene sɛ ɔmo befie wɔn. yɛhwɛ a ɔmo asɛ education system no to the extent sɛ Baumia ne nam na ɔyɛ digitalization a one laptop one ahwɛ strike na ɔmo kɔ no a teacher for no say saa laptops na Baumia nkasa ɛde egu ɔmo book mu na na do sɛ ɔmo ama teacher for laptops ne ade no ɛno ho ɛka ho na ɔmo akɔ strike because ɔmo sɛ laptop no mmaeɛ ana yɛatetete ɔmo sika bi nti ɔmo twɛn sɛ ɔmo nsa bɛka saa laptops no nti wohwɛ a saa ntoro yi a npp foɔ ɛde daadaa ghanafoɔ kyɛ sɛ porɔyɛ ne kankan mehu sɛ deɛ mensi nka no ɔmo mbu obiara teacher ni nso deɛ anim sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛakɔ school da na nka ɛbɛyɛ sɛ teacher ni yɛbɛhwɛ ɔmo yie sɛdeɛ meka no ɛnyɛ sɛ ɔmo hia biribi gidigidi o ɛyɛ nneɛma nketenkete bi wɔn a na ɔsɛ ɔbɛma ɔmo laptop fa laptop no ma ɔmo yɛate ɔmo sika awie ɛno ara na ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo hwɛ ana teacherfoɔ hia time sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔmo bɛma kwan na ɔmo nso anya time with ɔmo family ɛne ɔmo mma nyinaa ɛna ɔmo nya saa nneɛma no nyinaa nti ɛnyɛ nneɛma gidigidi but deɛ mɛmɛka no sɛ teacherfoɔ ɔmo ho hia a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhwɛ ɔmo yie yɛhwɛ yɛa yɛ running mate a yɛ former president a appointing a professor jane deɛ na wɔnyɛ okay deɛ na wɔnyɛ ma teacherfoɔ wayɛ nneɛma bebree a ma teacherfoɔ a yɛnkan na npp foɔ ba a ɔmo abɛsɛe ne nyinaa nim sɛ mmerɛ ni hɔ mɛkɔ ama obi aba ti no
Richard KB
na Kingsley me da ase na yɛde asɛm bi wie no Rashid Akebi teacherfoɔ strike a ɔmo yi di nti ɔmo yɛ paa ne sɛ nada a Akufo-Addo ne ne ba wɔ mu atwa ɔmo all this while sɛ ɔmo de kɔka sɛ ɔmo bibi nso na ɔmo ma ɔmo bibiara failed promises laptop bi ka ho negotiation mu na ɔmo ka bibi kɔ esi po wie a ɔmo ndi so ɔmo mfa nyɛ hwee na me de me se Akufo-Addo aban ho since ɔbaa power ɔno paa ne aban a asɛ teacherfoɔ ɛde ne ho akyɛ no ɔmo ha no nkɛnte saa na menim sɛ de nti ɔmo ha no sɛ nyɛ sɛ ebia ne papa mu ɛne sɛ Akufo-Addo on the surface eni so no ɔyɛ democrat yɛhunu sɛ ɔyɛ democratic president but underneath no esumase no ɔyɛ pure autocratic unim na ɔyɛ hwɛ ɔbɛpam nti ɔde hu ahwɛ mu na nda afiwe yɛ election year nti na ɔmo nya kuduro ba o because o suspended teacher ni kura na acha na sen bosume mienu miensa echi ebi ayɛ bɛto aba wie ya oni hɔ bi nti na ɔmo yɛ no na aban ɔba power mahama aban esisi schools ɛwɔ hɔ mfa nyɛ adwuma na mmom politics nti wode nkurɔfoɔ ma akeka bɔ ho sɛ sardine ɛna ɔmo te faako na ewuro eku ɔmo ɛkɔm eku ɔmo teacherfoɔ yi nso ɔmo ntumi nka teacherfoɔ yi ebi mma wɔ secondary school hɔ bi o ebi mma wɔ JSS ɔmo ho deɛ ɛkɔ so nyinaa nso ɔmo ntumi nkɔka ɔne ho akɔka presec hwan nkɔka bi ne eyi na di madam yi ne eyi head teacher ne eyi na di ɔmo nti no ɔno n'aban nam so yɛ autocratic underneath no nti no ɔmo ntumi nkasa nti aten sɛ this year deɛ ɛn de so mo nya koduro a ɔmo tim te sukɔkɔ kyerɛ aban sɛ yɛbrɛ bibia nkɔso nkɔla a ɔmo si yɛnhwɛ ɔmo a ayi teacher ni bi bɛkasa head teacher bi ɔsi to de bi ɔmo teacher fo nankasa sa yi ɔmo sika de hwɛ nkɔla no ɔmo didi ɛnam na so ɛha ɔmo nti nsɛm ha ɔmo but ɔkɔ kan ebeyi wedi ebe suspend nti this year deɛ mi de nyɛ mo ma sɛ ɔmo ba out a ɔmo yɛ yi kyerɛ sɛ Akufo-Addo n'aban at least ɔmo de ɔmo hia bibia o sɛ de Minias Rashid kan no ɛbɔ hyɛ a wahyɛ ɔmo no di so do something before you die aka kakra bi na waban abewie yɛ ɛbɔ hyɛ keka wohyɛ ɔmo no ade na ɔntumi di so ɛno ntiri na me mpom de teacherfoɔ de mo yɛ mesere obi a wahyɛ nyame bɔ ɔntumi di so wo teacher ni bɔ na ɔyɛ mo laptop odeɛ Akufo-Addo de ɔyɛ typical ɔne Baumia typical nandafo ɔmo steady nkurɔfoɔ no ɔmo steady Ghanafoɔ no maka mehu sɛ ɛna wɔtwerɛ bibi ɔsi sɛ I will not face because yɛnto abama no na ɔbɛ face yɛ biem na yɛnto ama 2016 wɔn mɛ face yɛ 2020
aside that ɔka sɛ we need we are a task amnesty businesses in Ghana for you now.
Next week na ye di ho nkomo.
Yeah, and come on, I will see you doing next week. Now come on. Ah,
That's one on fire we hopefully I'll bet me on muting now basso Eliasu yet you. Oh yeah, you are on mute.
Okay, sounds so ye nto nka.
Okay, leave it alone. Debbie, we cannot hear you. Elias, we have to do the thing again. I mean,
yeah, we cannot hear you.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Let me give the last word to the most celebrated NDC member today.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. I'm privileged. I'm honored. Yeah, you know what?
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. But then
Yeah,
you alone. You can talk a little bit about this one if you want to, and then for 3 minutes, and then we get up on it.
yeah. Actually, I'm glad. I like my panelists. These young guys, they are doing very well. They have a future. In fact, and admire their credentials. These are the people we have for NDC future. So anytime we see them or hear them talking, we are never disappointed. We have a future for the NDC, especially so where they are actually improving themselves in the universities and all that in the world. That is very important. That every NDC member should be looking up to people like this who do not waste time on other frivolous things but want to improve themselves, including Kingsley yourself. So we have a future, and like they said, nkɔmmɔ wɔ hɔ, and next week no nkɔ bebree wɔ hɔ. Nkurɔfoɔ wei no ɔmo yɛ a ne sɛ sɛbi they are leaking, ɔmo leaking, ɔmo hwie gu bebree. Sɛ yɛka ɔmo asɛm a adeɛ bɛsan nea Bawumia hɔkae na nsɛ deɛ ɔka kyerɛ businessmen sɛ ɔbɛyɛ raise tax table no kyɛ sɛ ɔbɛhyehyɛ no foforɔ mehwɛ na mesi gya ma ɔmo ayi no bia na ana ɔmo asa no asɛ bi a kyɛ sɛ ɔntumi ndwen papa ntumi nkasɛ bi a ana ɔdwen sɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛne nkurɔfoɔ no ɔmo tew n'anim no ɔmo dwen sɛn look Akufo-Addo ayɛ n'adeɛ. In fact, otherwise, like my younger brothers here who were really struggling and then getting their credentials together every day. Ono Bawumia no ɔde papa ɛne Ghana ɛboa no nti onya no fo. Ɛnyɛ obi a ne nya no saa. Unfortunately, ɔde ne ho kɔhyɛ Akufo ne clause mu no wasɛe no. Ɔntumi menkasa nyɛ nyame. But ebe me wan wan say Ghana for behwe ebia Bawumia ko Akufo-Addo na no kofa no ba because ono nim say economics no nim ho hwe economy onim ono wan ko suku na ne wo na ne anka Jones na no wo economics department ansa no be head of department ono ne books na ye kusua wo Lego ono ne enya ne book ne transcript equals 1 equals 2. Jones, on only book, or Jaw economic department, and yes, Okusha, Chinchina, so near. On quiet, no, you were fainty when you see idea. And no failure, and an anchor no honorable, and no man, Jicodidi, third class, and all the couple. It's Okofa, Bawumia on study a union on cut MVP on new ship, Brabe Buame. ɛna ɔconvince French NPP foɔ no sɛ mo deɛ mo ma yɛmfa no nyɛ flag bearer ɛne nnɛ o ɛne yɛ nnɛ ɛno mu ne yɛti Zimbabwe wanyɛ adeɛ bebia Zambia no kɔra Zimbabwe also you see so mene no a anka bebia yɛde Ghana kodu no anaa ɔno ankasa de Ghana kodu no anka sɛ okay, so mami take a rest after all these 8 years. I am still young. Let me take a rest and then go and reflect on a few things on Ghana and maybe consider my future if I need to come back and vie for the presidency or maybe reanimate again. But Oma Akufo-Addo And also or undermine you. How will it help you? Let's say you come up, how will it help you? You, how will it help you? I mean, face here.
Me da ase papa. Yeda obi bia ase se enen so mabeka ye ho. Na ene we were on the NDC forum. As you can see, my panelists are here. The chairman of all chairmans, Richard Ahirija, Rashid Awudu, the MIT and Stanford grad, trained Ilyasu, the Comcast man. Ilyasu needs MTN. We need to connect MTN for Ilyasu in Chicago. Comcast is not working for Ilyasu. Richard, is it Kuche Hidi or Kuche? But I know that everybody say
Yeah, Kuchihide, no, Kuchihide.
Charlie, sometimes I get scared because who do you know? Richard Kuchehidi, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Kingsley, correction, the MIT and Harvard.
Oh, I see true, just Stanford, yes.
Yeah.
MIT and Harvard. MIT and Harvard.
How old are you?
Hey,
I'm
German.
30. Yeah, 34. Yeah, they're saying yeah.
Good.
Yes. There is a future. We are excited. Let me thank 3MB Consults for holding us. Honorable Fred Opoku, thank you. Honorable Dr. Kwe and MDC Massachusetts for all the work that you are doing to keep this thing running. We are grateful for all of you. My name is Kingsley Komlali Kamote. We are getting up today. Hopefully sound will be better. Myself and Ofaya, we are going to have some meetings and we are solving problems and making sure that the week coming will get better. Thank you guys very much. I'm grateful.